first. Okay, so we talk about a few more string operations. The first one I want to talk about is the subsequence. It turns out that we can use numbers separated by a colon in the square bracket to select a section of a string. So the two numbers, the first one represents the start position. So in this case, I want to say start at position 2, and then I want to say end at position 5. And it turns out that based on the string that was stored in month, and I just remind you, so in month I have the word September, and based on that string, starting at position 2, ending at position 5, I have PTE printed. There are other variations to this, and in particular, if I just put no start position, no end position, I'll get the full string itself. If I leave out the start position and just put an end position, say 7 in this case, it will print from the beginning of the string to position 7. I can do a similar thing by leaving out the second position. So I can say start at position 2, and I'm not going to put an end position, so I'll print from position 2 to the end of the string. So that is the subsequence, okay, and it allows me to select a section of the string. Now, I just want to talk about another function, and another function I want to talk about is the find function. And it turns out that the find function allows us to look for a substring within a string. So let's use our example here. Let us take a quote here. So I'm taking a quote here from Hoyle, and Hoyle quote says, "It is true nature of mankind to learn from his mistake." Okay. So here we have a string that's stored in Hoyle. It is the true nature of mankind to learn from his mistake. So let us say that we call the find function. And we call the find function in Hoyle, and we use the dot operator to call it. And I want to go and I want to look for nature of mankind. So I'm saying go in Hoyle and search for the substring nature of mankind. And here we're getting position 11. So what we're saying is that at position 11, we can find this string, nature of mankind. So let's go back and examine this. So we have position 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and position 11. And as we can see, that's the beginning of the string. So we can use the find function to find where we can use it to find where a substring exists within a string. Okay? We can also use other functions such as the upper, the lower, and I'll just apply the upper to month, and we can see that it will transfer month to an uppercase. In a similar manner, we can apply the lower function, it will translate the string into a lowercase representation there. We have other operations. We have some operations defined on string, such as concatenation. So let us say I have a string called hello. It turns out that I can use my concatenation operation, and I'm just gonna say, how are you? and here we can say that it will join hello with how are you. Okay, so the concatenation operation there, similar to what's defined on in integers, then it will just add them together. Now, can we add a string and an integer? In an early example there, we can say that, let us say we have 12 and hello, a string and an integer. It turns out that we will get an error for this, so that it's not supported. Surprisingly enough, it turns out that we can multiply string by a number. So if we say hello, and let us multiply that by 4, we're getting 4 hellos. So it doesn't work for addition or concatenation, but it does work for multiplication there. Okay, so I'm going to wrap up the discussion here on strings and on data types. We will revisit some other data types such as string, but I have an entire chapter that's devoted to list actually, sorry, not string, but list, which is another data type. And when we look at classes in chapter 9, another data type, we will revisit this whole idea. So I hope you enjoy data types. I hope you learn the data types that are available in Python. So go in the book and go to the practice exercise on data types. Thank you.